Hello, everyone. Good to see you all in the crowd. Thank you. Thank you for that warm introduction. My name is Paul. I'm the producer of the Just Sayin show. The Just Sayin show is a Pat, Fuddled, and Chris. And as you all know, our show is filmed in front of a live studio audience. That's right. Thank you very much. So one of our main traditions, as you all know here at the Just Saying show, is that we get audiences to guess the types of guests we'll have tonight. So for example, you can guess that our guests are perhaps they have a special type of quirk. Maybe they laugh at a certain time, or they might have a certain physical twitch when they get happy or nervous, or perhaps our guest tonight reminds you of a special celebrity, or maybe even a cartoon character, who knows, right? So why don't we go ahead and type into the chat, who do you think our guests are tonight? Why don't we go ahead and do that? Just type that in. Any sort of guest suggestions you have will be greatly appreciated. And while we do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and warm our vocal cords up for that hilarious laughter, all right? Yeah, are you ready? Okay, give me a second here. Give me a second. All right, here's a joke for you. What's the easiest way to get straight A's? Anyone? You use a ruler.
What is he? Oh, that's not even.
Okay. All right, well, while the suggestions are coming in, let's get another one here. My teachers told me that I would never amount to much because I always procrastinate. You know what I told them? I told them, just you wait, huh? Wow. Oh, it's going to be a rough crowd tonight. Okay, I got one more joke. Third time's a charm, huh? All right. Why were they called the Dark Ages? Huh? Anyone? Because there were a lot of nights. All right. Well, I see this is going to be a rough crowd. I guess I'm not the crowd favorite here, but that's all right, because now we're going to go live in 5, 4, 3.
Pat, what a great audience we have.
Oh, aren't they beautiful? And
They're awesome.
Is it just me, Chris, or are the audience getting more gorgeous every day?
They are. What are you guys doing? Give me the name of your plastic surgeon.
Oh, yes, definitely. Hey, speaking of plastic surgeons, I saw the new Nicole Kidman moving this weekend. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't, but you know, she seems to be slipping away with us. Snip by snip, she seems to be disappearing.
I swear she's a wonderful actress, but her face doesn't move anymore.
It's
Did
a shame.
I say that? Just saying.
Oh my goodness. So, Pat, did you have a good weekend?
Well, yes, like I said, I finally got to a movie. Just decided gonna take a bit of a break and not work all the time. You know, it's hard juggling being a soap actress as well as a co-host, but I love doing it and wouldn't change it for the world, Chris.
I don't know how you do it, Pat. You know, Mr. Pickled and I sit and we watch your show and we marvel at the depth of your performances and then how you can show up here fresh on Monday morning. Amazing.
Chris, the word that you said that makes all the difference is there's a Mr. Pickled. There's no Mr. Fuddled. you know? So I have plenty of time. It's really worth it. And Chris, it means so much to be co-hosting with you. And I don't know if you are aware of this, but this is actually our 4-year anniversary of hosting together. That's right. That's right.
4 years, 4 years, and we look just as young as we did that first day.
It's so true. And you know, we're sort of like dogs, because I think as time goes on, we're starting to look like each other. What do you think? I just need some glasses, right?
Oh, Pat, did you come over to my closet and rate it?
I'd love to. You have the best. And
Well,
what about you? What did you do this weekend?
well, Mr. Pickled and I took the kids and we went and learned a new sport. Yeah,
What sport?
yeah.
Tell us about it, right, audience? We want to hear.
We got athletic. We got athletic.
Oh, okay, you know.
Yeah. You know, Mr. Pickled is a retired football star and he knows how to throw, but he's not so good with instruments. So we took the kids and we learned how to play croquet. Croquet.
Man, that just does not seem like Fred's kind of sport. He's such a big, broody guy.
He
I'd love to
broke
see a picture of that someday.
he broke 3 mallets. He needs to just he's just too much. Yeah. So we had a great time.
That's awesome. Well, listen, shall we bring on our first guest?
Let's do it.
All right. What do you say, audience?
No, I have to say that our next guest, first of all, I want to say kudos to the documentary that they just made on none other than Sasquatch. And they happen to have an obsession with this creature because our next guest, Pat, has a hair fetish. Believe it, believe it.
Oh, don't we all?
This
Oh,
is
I
a different
can't.
kind of fetish, Pat, from a young age, and she'll explain this to us. That's how she got interested in Bigfoot.
Well, let's get her on. I believe her name is Chloe Maxwell. Let's bring on Chloe.
Dr. Chloe, awesome documentary film director and author of Leading with the Left, the story of Sasquatch. Chloe, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's amazing to be on this set. I rarely get surrounded by such finery, but I guess you're used to it. I'm usually out in the woods.
Well, you know, Pat, she spent what, 3 years above the North Pole looking for this creature with the hair?
Well, yes, I did do that, but you know, the first time that I really became interested in Sasquatch was camping with my family in the state of Washington at the national park there. You know, there's just acres of deserted territory, and if you go there, you'll see lots of signs of Sasquatch. But luckily, when I was just 4 years old, I found hair, and I kept that hair.
Chloe, let me just ask you, where was it? Was it somewhere on your body, or was it just one hair?
And
No.
whose hair was it? That's
It
what
was-
I want to
Well,
know.
it was Sasquatch hair. It was his or her. We don't know the sex. We don't know the sex. But well, you know, I think Sasquatch is attracted to children because there was a clump of hair on my chest when I woke up. I was sleeping outside the tent, and I didn't wake up when Sasquatch was there, but I was visited by Sasquatch.
Are you saying that he left a gift of hair on your chest?
Yes.
Now, my understanding of the reading I've done on Bigfoot is that when Bigfoot leaves a hare, that is a particular message. Is that true, Chloe? And what exactly is that message?
Well, as I described in my documentary, which I hope everyone will watch, because it really shows the connections between us and Sasquatch. In fact, the connections in nature to all, you and I even. We're connected not just because we're human, but through our hair. And this is something few people understand.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's as if the hairs are like vessels connecting us. That's a lovely metaphor, Chloe. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to see this film as well, Pat. And I only caught a trailer. And we did bring
Oh,
a
great.
trailer with us.
Excellent.
And
oh, I want to see.
Chloe, if you don't mind, I would love to show this because it is so riveting, the way that you connect with him, her, they. I mean, it is so amazing. Let's watch.
Well, I just need to prepare the audience. You will not see Sasquatch in this video because Sasquatch is very shy, but you will see me speaking to Sasquatch.
And we will hear the voice of Sasquatch as
Yes.
Oh,
And how old were you, by the way, in this clip that we have?
Well, it's funny that you've been together for 4 years because that was my first connection at 4 years.
So this is the first connection.
No. The video now, our relationship has progressed. And I'm 25 in the video.
Oh,
I can't wait to see it
yes.
Yeah. 21 years together.
together.
Well, I like to think that way.
That's beautiful.
For you. That's interesting.
Well,
Roll clip.
let's go. So,
And how are you feeling today, darling? I know. I did bring some kumquats for you, just as a little delicacy. Oh, darling, I've missed you so much. I'm actually filming you today, and I know you're really shy, but I want people to know you exist and that we're together, and that life is so much richer than we know in the connections between us.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, I did get that tattoo. I didn't know you'd bring it up. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it does say buyer beware. I know. I thought, what if the film industry didn't realize what they were getting? And so I wanted to put a little warning out.
Whoa.
You sad about that? Why?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm sorry.
oh, Chloe. Oh,
I wanted you to see there's a full range of emotions with this.
Excuse me, Chloe. I'm sorry to interrupt you, and I do want to hear about the emotions, but I was just handed a note from my producer, who of course does his research, and he just learned that you and Bigfoot are actually intimately involved in a romantic relationship. Tell us about it, Chloe.
Well, I'm surprised you would ask me about my intimate life in front of people, but
Chloe, this is the Pat and Chris show. What did you expect?
You knew what you were getting into. Now come on, spill the beans.
Well, what are you asking? Are you asking size?
Well, I wasn't, but yeah, tell us all about it.
Well, I know
I
I know you've heard the old saying, you can judge things by the size of a foot. And let me just say, Sasquatch has a very big foot.
Yeah, you're not sure of the sex, so maybe that wasn't the truth, or
Oh, well, are we going to get into gender politics now? Of course we don't know what exactly the equipment means,
that's
do
right.
we?
As long as it works, right? Just saying.
I'm just saying it works.
That's what I say to Mr. Pickled.
And how did your family feel about this, Chloe? I mean, are they accepting of your relationship with Chewbacca? I mean, Bigfoot?
I'm glad you brought up Chewbacca, because actually that meant a lot of people were able to relate to Sasquatch better than before, because they saw a big, hairy beast that they thought could be a friend. So I am greatly indebted to Star Wars, but I cannot really say I'm indebted to my family at all. Oh my God, there you, oh, you're here. Oh, my darling.
But to the audience, what a surprise.
Oh, my darling.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I'm afraid we hadn't gotten to the part that Sasquatch is a bit of a celebrity hound. Once the camera has a taste, Sasquatch won't be able to go away.
Are you
But
saying
we don't want him to, do we, Chris?
no, not somebody with such big feet, but Chloe.
I have to say, your husband played football, right?
He did.
I don't know about that sport, why it's called football, but I don't know. Maybe it has a connection.
Excuse me. Is it okay if we direct some questions directly to Bigfoot?
Yes, of course. And if you need any help in understanding, I am fluent in Sasquatch.
Awesome. Well, first of all,
Great.
how would you like to be addressed, and what are your gender pronouns preferred?
Well, Sasquatch would like to be addressed as Sasquatch, of course. And gender pronouns, not really a grammar related thing, you know, in the wild. Those rules just don't apply. I mean, it's the history of our language that's based on, you know, Romance languages that have genders. That's just an old way of thinking.
Chris, I'd like to ask Sasquatch. Oh, wait. Was that something? Did he just?
I learned how to speak human.
Oh, you know what this means? I think
Oh,
here is attractive to Sasquatch, and it's not just me. Because speaking in human is something that we used to do intimately alone. And now that Sasquatch has decided to do it on stage with you.
Pat,
Oh,
you're
Pat.
pretty.
did you say I was pretty?
Yes, I like your yellow hair.
Oh, wow. Listen, I have always wanted to have beautiful black curls just like you.
Pat, would you like to try on my shoes?
Sasquatch.
They're big.
Ooh, I have a shoe fetish.
Oh, no.
Chloe, I'm speaking to Sasquatch. You're not having a problem with that, are you?
No, not at all. No.
I would love to try on your shoes. Maybe
This is a This is a first. Ladies, gentlemen, this is a first. We've never had a interspecies shoe connection live on television. It's just saying.
Pat,
Pat,
I
Sasquatch.
watch this show every day. Yes. In my heart,
In your
I
heart.
have, in my heart, I have a television, and I have fallen in love with you.
Well, Sack, if I may call you that, you know I'm single and I'm very attracted to tall, hairy people.
I'm sorry, but I just can't stay silent anymore. My name is Marcus Willingham, and I am the chairman of the local Upright Citizens Morality Council, and I am not about to sit here and watch a human have a love relationship with that thing.
Come on up then, sir. Is that okay, Chris?
Sure.
Come on
Listen,
up. Join us. We're open. We're very open to other people's opinions.
Well, I don't know. I've never been on television before.
Well, you are now. Oh, all right.
Well,
It's okay.
why, this isn't a real living room at all. I thought from being out in the audience, this was a real living room, but it appears that it's not.
Well, you're very observant.
You know, sir, I think a lot of things appear to you when they are not, because this is an evolutionary step. Just like with the Neanderthals, there was a moment of crossover to create the dominant species. And as you can see, the Sasquatch does not mate for life. So in order to create this new species, we have to open our minds and see what is, just not what is not.
Excuse me, but let me explain something to you, young lady. The bottom line is that humans are on one side of God's ledger, and things like that are on another side of God's ledger, and we do not cross the divide.
Henry, just wait a minute. Henry, you need to just stop that. You cannot allow your jealousy to overcome this show. You're just jealous because I used to date a Sasquatch when we were in high school.
There's so many more relationships with Sasquatch than it was really known. I think it's a government cover-up. They don't want us to know that we're actually creating a new species. They want to control it.
Excuse me, but I think rather than talk about Sasquatch, we need to hear from them. What do you think about this, Sack? I know that you have feelings, so it should be up to you and not some stranger what you do with your body.
This is your coming out. Go for it.
Thank you for that, Pat. When humans see me, they are scared because I am really large and I have a big voice and a lot of hair. And so I learned this new word, discriminated against by little people like this bald man. And I just want to be accepted.
Oh,
You and creatures like you are always crying discrimination just because someone wants to walk in the light of God and live our life according to the path that he laid out for us, you have to call us racist and discriminators. Well, I'm not going to stand for it anymore. I'm tired of your politically correctness ruling my life and preventing me from having the love I deserve. I am not only the chairperson of the local Upright Citizens Morality Council, but I also happen to have an important seat on the local Broadcasting Commission. And if you want this show to continue to be broadcast, there shall be no more fraternization between humans and things.
Excuse me, sir. Who do you think created Sasquatch?
And we'll get right back to that answer just after these messages from our sponsor. And we're out.
Henry, talk to me in the audience. Come back and sit with me for 1 minute.
Yeah, Dad.
Paul,
Come on, quick before they go back to from the commercial.
All right, I'm coming. I'm just looking for my way here.
Chris, while they're discussing, let's you and I have a private discussion.
I think we need to include Paul in this conversation.
Definitely.
Where shall we meet?
Green room.
Okay.
I'll just sit here.
Yeah, just wait. We'll be back.
Thank you.
Henry, why are you so upset?
Why? You know why I'm upset. I just announced it on television. Darling, you know that the law of heaven is more important than any feelings we might have inside. The good Lord gave us large hands in order to squelch those feelings.
Henry, just because you do not have hair and large feet doesn't mean that you are not equal with every other species and person. We have talked about this so many times, and now you're threatening this amazing, wonderful show with your bigotry.
Bigotry? Talk about bigotry. Talk about hypocrisy. Equal to every other species, are we? How did you enjoy that chicken sandwich today, my dear?
What are you saying, that I can't eat a chicken sandwich? It's the food chain, Henry.
So then you admit that there are differences between the species, and some species eat each other, and not all species mate with each other.
Henry, I realize that you're upset because Sasquatch pushes a button for you that has been pushed for as long as we've been married. And before that, when we met in high school and you took me away from the love of my life. And what did I tell you? Sasquatch and I were never going to make it.
The love of your life?
I didn't mean to say that, Henry.
But you did, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You got down on your knees and you prayed to God to absolve you of that sin. And you told me that you heard him absolve you.
And you're making me pay for it year after year. And finally, in front of all of these people on live TV into perpetuity, I have to pay for it again.
How am I making you pay for it? I'm simply asking everyone to live by the same glorious truth that you and I live by.
So what do you want to do with Sasquatch then?
Daddy, I think you've embarrassed everyone long enough. Come with me, for I have something to admit to you. Mom, Dad, I'm going to marry a duck. Come now.
Pat,
Yes.
I want to tell you both something. I had no idea this was going to happen. Have you ever noticed Mr. Pickled bears a strong resemblance to our guest Sasquatch?
I've
Yes.
noticed that.
Have you ever noticed how speedy he was on the field, capturing those balls and running with them?
He
as
was
if
a
he were
beast.
What?
He was a beast. I mean, that's why he got the nickname, the Beast.
He is a beast. I never thought I would have to come out with this, but my husband, Mr. Pickled, is a Sasquatch. We need to. No, it's not funny, Pat. This is
No, I think
serious.
it's wonderful.
Okay.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you too, Chris. And you know what? We're going to start the show in 5 seconds, and I want you to confess this on stage.
But don't you see, we're going to lose our show. If
No, I have
No,
your
we're not,
back, and I
Chris.
also have some information that may come in handy. We'll see.
And we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have with us today a fantastic film director, Miss Chloe Maxwell, and her partner, Sasquatch. And we've been unearthing some interesting information about humans and other species. And Paul has asked me, our producer, to let you, the audience, know something. My husband, Mr. Pickled, retired football and lineman back star, who was a powerful man on the field and off, and still is, and crushes it on the croquet lawn. Believe me. Well, my husband is also a Sasquatch. I'm sure he wouldn't.
Courage. That took a lot of courage, Chris, and I think you deserve a round of applause for showing that courage. And we support you, don't we, audience?
Oh no, this has gone far enough. I didn't think when I walked into this place that the entire building was a sinful den of Satan worshipers or something worse. But let me tell you, I don't care if my daughter wants to marry a duck. I don't care if my wife was in love with a Sasquatch, or if Sasquatch human love is playing itself out right now, or if you, Mrs. Pickled, married a Sasquatch. Just because you're all doing something doesn't make it right. What makes it right is that it was written down in a book over 2,000 years ago. And I am not going to let this iniquity spread. I warned you. I told you I had importance on the local broadcasting council, and I am going to cancel this show immediately.
No, Henry, our daughter is half Sasquatch.
What?
Yes. Our daughter, half Sasquatch. I never told you. And you've loved her all this time. Look at her. She's beautiful.
Are you saying that she is not my child?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, Henry.
If you need a good electrolysis, let me know
This
later.
is not about electrolyses. This is what happens when humans and Sasquatchi mate. People lie to their God-given husbands. Well,
So
fine then.
beautiful creatures are born, like your daughter, who you've raised, and I must say, probably nursed when she was sick, probably taken her to have fun on a roller coaster, probably marveled at the first dress when she walked out the door. Do you know what it means to change and to embrace it, to see what's right before your eyes, even if it's painful?
Henry,
This beautiful girl.
think back. Think back on when you met me and how you said, and you knew that I was seeing Sasquatch and he disappeared and I was heartbroken and you said you would never leave me no matter what. And I fell in love with you, Henry. And you raised her like our own daughter. How could I tell you she wasn't? She's beautiful. And you look at this beautiful woman you raised to be wonderful and loving and kind. Just
Mother,
like you.
Mother, stop. Who's my daddy? I want you to take me to him.
I don't know where he is.
No, she's right. She deserves to be with her father.
Henry,
For people like you, make those Sasquatch have to disappear so they can't be seen or be hunted down or made up stories about how they're cruel and eat people or something like that. That's why her real father can't be found, because they have to run from people like you.
And sir, I need to tell you that it's very good that you brought up the importance of fathers, because I got a memo during the break and I happen to know that you have never met your own father, but I have his identity right here. Sir, your father is a bald eagle.
I knew there was something in your eye that made me see that eagle eye.
And that's something to be proud of, sir. It's not something to be ashamed of. The bald eagle, the symbol of our country, and a bird.
And look at his wingspan. Amazing.
It is. It truly is.
and my sweet girl, he's your real father. Don't you get it? It doesn't matter that Sasquatch was your biological father, but look at Henry. He
hates me.
No, he wrapped you in his wings and carried you off into a life that you would never have had it not been for Henry taking you and me under his wing and loving us. Henry, don't forget that.
Daddy, look at me. Do you hate me because I'm half beast?
May I speak to my daughter alone in that green room of yours?
And we take a break in 3, 2, 1, cut to commercial.
I'll take you there.
What?
Daddy, will you scratch my back? It's itchy. I
Gwendolyn.
can't reach back there.
Gwendolyn, you know that I have always loved you, don't you?
You always looked at me funny when I'd get out of the shower and all the hair would come off my body. You'd always give me a side eye.
It's just that I understand now, having eagle DNA, I see better with my peripheral vision.
Dad, what are you gonna do? Will you stay with us? Will you let the show go on?
Don't you see what this interspecies breeding has wrought? My own father flew the coop and left me. Your own mother cheated on me and lied to me this whole time because she was drawn towards that nefarious lust.
You're talking about a love that produced me. Dad, I heard birds had little brains, but I didn't realize they had little hearts too. You're heartless.
For your information, young lady, the heart of an average ostrich, that isn't important. What's important is that I love you. And now that this issue affects me personally, I'm going to change.
Hang on a second. I have issue with that. So until now, it affected other people and you didn't care. But now that it affects you personally, now you care.
Isn't that enough? I'll even march in your parade.
You'll march in my parade?
Yeah.
Dad, I have known folks like you all of my life. You guys don't care. You sit on the right side of the spectrum and you don't care until things show up for you personally, just like Republicans. And I tell you what, Dad, I won't have it. I'm gonna go looking for my daddy, my true daddy. I'm done.
And we go live in 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
I hope he's
Welcome
letting
back,
her
everybody.
soar. You know, little eaglets do have to soar at some time in their life.
Chloe, you have created a piece of work, this documentary, Lead with the Left Foot, which has really pierced the heart of America and torn open the notion that humans can only be with humans. And I want to thank you for that.
And I have to second that, as well as tell you that your documentary, from what I hear and what you've said today, is just a beautiful message about tolerance and empathy and compassion. Unfortunately, our surprise guest seems to be lacking in that area, and maybe learning about his true roots will help him gain some of those things and develop a better relationship with his family and, more importantly, himself. Let's bring him on and see if that's happened.
I can't. Christ.
What is it?
We're listening.
He's freezing.
Oh no.
Yes, he's stuck in the green room. He should be out momentarily. He's still in the green room.
You know, when
Is he okay, Paul?
it's going to be fine.
He's in shock.
When my
I'm
husband
sure.
when my husband first went out on the field for that first game, he was so afraid.
I'm just.
Oh, he's in bad shape. He can't stop screaming.
No,
Paul, maybe you can help him.
it appears that he's stuck in his bird-like pose.
Oh,
There's nothing I can do.
Ah, there he is. He's back. Oh, he's
Wait a minute. The weirdest thing happened to me.
What?
Can you hear me? I'm speaking into this intercom here in the green room.
yes, we can hear you.
I
Go
hear you.
on.
I pouched the audio out.
I had an episode. Suddenly, it was as if I was surrounded by a green sea, and I realized something. I looked up into the heavens where God should have been. But all I saw was an eagle beautifully kissing a woman. And I saw a Sasquatch rolling gently on a green hill with a man. And I saw a chicken rolling beautifully on the other side of that hill with another human. And suddenly I realized that's all there is.
You know, we've all had that experience. It's that moment where the heart and the head connect and open up, and you see life for what it really is, not what you read out of books.
And
Oh my, you mean I shouldn't just adopt your cause because it suddenly affected me personally. I should care for all people and all species, regardless of how it affects me.
That's what the vision felt like, right?
Yes.
And that's why you understand that isn't all there is. It's everything in front of you, around you, and how you relate and how you socialize and how you live your life. Happy or bitter, Henry, make a decision.
Happy. I want to be happy.
That vision, that beautiful vision that you just described sounds a lot like the Pickled household. Because before I just outed my husband as a Sasquatch, we would have secret parties. And we have a lot of friends that are in interspecies relationships. And it is real, it's happening now, and it's beautiful and lovely.
And we have to speak out for those who can't get into, who aren't allowed to vote, because they can't voice their opinion. So we have to speak for them.
Gwendolyn.
Mom, Dad, Dad, I know you can hear me. I heard everything that you said, and I'm so happy, and I'm willing to accept you again. Mom, Dad, can we go get some bird seed and feed Dad? Let's go.
I have one announcement to make before we do that. I am hereby disbanding the Upright Citizens Council of Morality.
Oh, one small step for an eagle and one giant soar for the people.
Well said. Just saying.
Don't you get it, Henry? You have looked at our beautiful daughter all her life, and you never saw her to be a Sasquatch. You saw her to be the most beautiful person that you could ever be around. Isn't that true?
Oh, my darling wife, you had me at, I cheated on you before our first child.
Henry, the semen sample you gave us before the show, not only are you an bald eagle, but the majestic bald eagle.
Oh.
Mommy, Daddy, let's get out of here.
Let's go, darling.
Enjoy your family time.
And let me know if you need to know of a good large shoe store. I know them.
I bet they'll be rolling in the dough now. Oh, there you are, Sasquatch.
I have one question for Saki. Saki, I know you're not the type to commit for life, and I'm okay with that. I'm just wondering if you're still willing to go out with me, because I'd love to go out with you.
Yes!
Yes. And now, Chris, maybe I can be invited to some of those parties I've been missing. Just saying.
You're always welcome, Pat.
And to our guest, I mean, this has been the most incredible show I think we've ever had. And this is going to change the world, Chloe. And it's all because of you bringing man, woman, beast, and bird together.
And I have to say, it's because of you and you out in the audience, everyone. We are making the change.
We are the change.
And that's a wrap.
Hey, Chris. Just saying.
And that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're not out on screen with us, let's come out on screen. I think I'm just going to stay right here in this green room for a moment and not risk anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, on the count of three, let's take a big bow for our audience. 1, 2, 3. And how about one extra loud round of applause at home for the person who conceived and directed our show tonight, Ms. Nikki Vilas. Wave, Nikki, let everybody know where you are. There you are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Synergy Theater, when we are out in the real world, performs at the Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek. But when we're not out in the real world, we are absolutely honored and delighted to be coming to you right into your home via YouTube and Facebook. We are here every Thursday night at 6:00 p.m. and Friday at 7:00 p.m. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, please come back, and we are going to bring you another performance of one of our other new shows, the Improvised Courtroom of Judge Judy, a play in the style of a television courtroom reality show. So please come back and see us tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Also, if you're watching us do all of this and you think, wow, improv looks like fun, you're right, it's a lot of fun. And if you're wondering, hey, can I do that? Well, the answer is yes, you can. And Synergy Theater would love to help you. We offer classes online. Anywhere you are in the world, you can take a class with Synergy Theater. We have everything from beginning classes for people who have never improvised a day in their life, all the way up to advanced classes and master classes for people who have years of experience and are looking to stretch in still further directions. So please go to synergytheater.com and click on our School of Improvisation page and take a class with Synergy Theater. We'd love to meet you there. Also, I'll take one moment to mention that Synergy Theater is a nonprofit arts organization, and with the pandemic keeping us inside, much of our revenue stream has dried up. We are determined to be here providing this entertainment for you for as long as we need to be inside. It is always free to you, but it is not free to us. It does cost something to produce these shows. And we could use your help. As a nonprofit organization, your tax-deductible donation will go a long way towards allowing us to fulfill our mission of continuing to make the world a better place through the art of improvisation. Please go to synergytheater.com, click on Support Synergy Theater. Your help is greatly appreciated. Thank you again for being here, everybody. Stay safe. Synergy Theater loves you. Bye-bye.